very smooth and very soft. And again, Revlon. I usually don't use store-bought products as far as makeup and foundations, but I've been thinking outside the box. I want to see what's out there and what I can compare with as well. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to squirt just a little bit here on my forehead, cheek, so I can get that even coverage, and also on my chin. So I want to go in and rub it in very smoothly throughout. Usually I use a brush, and I would just, you know, brush it all over, or usually a sponge. I kind of don't use a sponge anymore because that just sucks up all your makeup, and I really want all my makeup all over my face, not in the sponge. So I'm just doing it very vigorously throughout my face, getting it all evened out. 1 second, I have to yell at my daughter really quick. Zayna, I'm not going to say it again. Do not squirt water outside the tub with the water gun. I do apologize. I had to stop in the middle of what I was doing to share a few words with my 4-year-old daughter. Obviously, she has to be 4 for me to keep having to speak to her every 5 seconds. And even I go over my tattoo, also gives me a little coverage there because I do work in a professional setting, and sometimes I don't like people to stare at my tattoo. So I don't want that to be a highlight of my beauty, but I do love my butterfly. To me, what it means that there's no limits on me or my life or my future. The butterfly is soaring up into the sky. I feel that I'm also colorful, and one day I will get to spread my wings and be just as colorful as my butterfly. So I already applied it all over my face, and I'm going to go in with a foundation. And even sometimes I go down to my décolleté, put a little bit there. I kind of like my skin to match the rest of my body as far as foundation wise. I'm going to pause the video and pick up where we left off. 1 second. You have to wait now. You're in the middle of our session. See, I'm not going to be able to finish anything right now. Goodness. What is this? I have a huge makeup kit, and this is why it's taking me forever to get everything out. It's like in this one big box. Okay, guys. I'm going to be using Siraka. If you don't know what it is, I think it really is an off-brand of maybe Dior or Estee Lauder. I was going to try Marc Jacobs, but I didn't like the texture of their makeup, so I decided to go with a store brand bought product. And it's very light to medium coverage. You can put on as heavy as you like. So if you do need extra coverage, you can just apply. And what I do love about this foundation, it does not cake up on you. This is a foundation that gives you a beautiful glowy bounce to your skin. So it's not going to be drying or mattifying, even though I do like a mattifying look sometimes. Alright, so let me go ahead. I'm just going to put I only have 2 hands, so I'm holding the camera and holding this foundation at the same time. Usually I would go in with a brush, but we'll see what happens here. So I'm going to squirt just a little bit in my forehead, some here on my cheek, to my forehead, and a little bit on my nose. I want to pretty much cover everything, every inch of my face. And because I do have a nose ring, it really does get crucial around that area, simply because I don't want to take my nose ring off and put it back in. So I have to work my foundation around my nose ring. Alright, so I'm going to go in with a brush that I got from Sephora. It's called the Precision Foundation Brush. I truly love this. At first, when I found out they had a foundation brush, I went ham, okay? But I've used the other foundation brushes, and they tend to be a little bit streaky on my skin as opposed to me using the foundation. So sometimes I like to go in with my finger and tap it into place. But this works very nice. It gets into the corners of your eyes. I love the way it works. Sometimes this does leave a bit of a streak behind, but I usually go back and I pat it up with another brush. So what I'm going to do is just apply it lightly all over. And you guys don't have to watch me do the full application of foundation, so I'm just going to, you know, give you a different. I look scary, right? Like you're probably like, this is not the right color for her. But really, once I blend this into my skin, you'll know. I have a lot of pigmentation of yellow in my skin, so I kind of like to go with something that is a little bit yellow, somewhat warm, somewhat kind of cool as well. Kind of like a cool foundation. So I'm just tapping it and brushing it into place. And again, work our way from the hairline. Definitely want to get to the hairline. You want it to be as natural as possible. And sometimes, you know, I kind of like to pick something light, which is, this is pretty light, but it's pretty natural to my chest. You see my chest gives off that yellow tone. Here my neck is kind of red because it gets irritated a lot with certain oils that I use in my hair. So I would like to mesh that up with my décolleté. And if anybody knows me in person, they know that my legs are really, really white. So of course I'm trying to get everything to match my actual body, not just my neck. I want everything to be one color. Okay, so just do it very vigorously throughout. As you can see, it is a very light medium coverage. Doesn't look heavy or cakey. I'm doing it directly in the light. And again, another tattoo. I don't cover that one up. I have long hair, so that just covers automatically. And again, it's a butterfly. Love my butterflies. So I'm going into the corner of my eye, making sure everything is smoothed out. Don't want any creases or any lines. I even go with my eyebrows, put some in my eyebrows, because once I get ready to line my eyebrows up, everything will go perfectly into place. I'll poke myself in the eye. Okay. And again, just showing you what it looks like. Very nice. Very nice. I love the way it looks. It's not pale. It doesn't look ashy. I have more of that glowy effect with my skin. I love to look like my skin is more hydrated. And as you can see, my imperfections, my blemishes, my pimples are pretty much covered just from me just applying that Revlon color correcting primer. It's amazing. Alright guys, I'm going to actually go ahead and put you guys on pause and get ready for my eyebrows and my next look.